We see you, pure straight vibin'.
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our channel.
Yo.
If you like what you see here, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that little bell so you know whenever we post.
Which is all the time.
Weekly, daily,
Hourly.
minutely.
Dang it.
Not true. We actually are doing like a bi-weekly thing, and we're not actually YouTubers. But here we are. So far we have the team names in. These are the teams we have.
The Brodies.
What are they, Josiah? We have Team Pure Straight Vibin', which is the linebacks, present and accounted for. We have the Becky Trebek's Rejects, that's the Baldwins. What a wonderful name. I hope that you're more like Ken than a reject. I don't know his last name, but he was, you know who I'm talking about. Who else do we have? The Brodies. Brodies, do you have a team name? If so, text it to me. Other than just Brodies. We will accept Brodies.
Yeah, the Brodies.
The Brodies. The Brodies are in the house.
Capital T.
The Brodies?
Yeah.
Who else?
With an A.
The Crances,
The-
Team Ruby.
Brodies.
We are always down for team names named after dogs. We just like dogs, and we know you have them because we've seen them. Most of you, some of you.
We have seen a lot of people's dogs during the quarantine time. It's great.
I will say Matthew Hoagland's dog really takes the cake.
Literally, he was stealing a piece of cake last time we saw him.
Not true. We have the Petersons coming in as Quarantini. See it?
Yep, got it.
Got it? Got it, good. While your team names are coming in, there are 10 of you. I will go over some rules for a wonderful trivia evening. It is exactly like every trivia ever, in that we are going to have 3 rounds. On the first night, we did ABC. Tonight, we are doing DEF. The Anders are present. Do you see the Anders?
I got
Okay,
it.
good. So we will tell you what they are as the round pops up. Each round has like 8 to 9 questions, maybe 10. And we will ask them to you all in a row with some nice space in between so you can think about them And then we will repeat them one more time so that you can think about them again. And what you're going to do is you're going to text it all in one text. So question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it is. And you're going to send all of your answers at the same time at the end of the round. Because if you send me like just your answer for something, then I'm going to get confused. Well, Josiah will be confused.
That's
I'm not
generally
in
the case
charge.
anyway, but it's fine.
True, very true. In between each round, we will be doing something entertaining. Actually, you should be prepared for one of them,
It's
two
actually
of
a good
them. That is a good idea. During the second intermission, it's going to be Josiah Hot Seat. And so you may text in questions to ask him about his life or anything
Anything.
in reason.
Almost anything.
And then he will answer them, and I will score, and I will come back and relieve him of his hot seat. And then the third intermission, it will be my turn. That's why it took me a long time to think of the words to tell you
I was
that.
going to wait it out. I was just going to stare at the camera.
What's happening on the third
in
intermission?
the
I don't
silence.
know. And we'll let you know what's happening for the first intermission once it begins to happen, okay? Deal. All right. You know the rules. Questions 1 through however many, send them all at one point. Do we have 11 teams?
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 8 teams, as I've counted.
Perfect.
So I'm going to read off the team names. If you don't hear your team name, text Marissa. We have Pure Straight Vibing. Heaters Bring the Heat Again. Team Ruby. Trebek's Rejects. The Brodies. Quarantini. Anders. Anders, if you want a cool team name, feel free, but Anders is kind of cool. Just like
It's pretty legit.
Anders. And We Ate Enchiladas, which was, when you say it out loud, it just sounds like they ate enchiladas, but they put the number 8 in the middle. We ate
Who is
enchiladas.
that?
The Seidels.
Okay. Excellent. Welcome in the Seidels. All right. Josiah, are we ready for round 1? What
Ready
is
for
round 1?
Round 1, Disney is the topic.
A, B, C, D. Disney. Get it?
Yeah.
All right. Let's have it.
Question number 1. Which Disney princess was the first to have brown hair? First Disney princess to have brown hair.
Brown hair. Who was it?
It was me.
It's not funny, but it was. Like.
Question number 2. Who was Bambi's rabbit pal?
Bambi.
Rabbit pal. You might have had rabid pals as well.
Oh,
It's possible.
because you lived in the animal
He
kingdom.
did. But this is specifically the rabbit pal.
Like a
of
bunny pal.
Bambi. Yeah, bunny pal. That would have been a better.
That's a good
I'm gonna
question.
make a note. Bunny.
When was the last time you watched Bambi?
Me or them?
Well, them, but they can't respond, so I guess you can answer.
It's hypothetical.
You're right. No one can answer. All right, what's question number
Question
3?
3. Question number 3. What is the name of the man who created Pinocchio? The character who created Pinocchio. I'm not looking for Walt Disney. Like
That would
well,
be a good
actually,
answer.
probably he didn't create Pinocchio. Pinocchio's probably a story. Before.
I don't know.
I don't know.
He was smart.
But I don't know. Who knows? But the character in the story of Pinocchio that created the puppet Pinocchio. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. We also just got a clarification that the Peterson clan is streaming on 2 devices, which is why we see multiple streams.
Ah.
There you go.
Because somebody is in Russia. That's cool. Oh, Moscow, Idaho. Cool. Okay.
So close.
Dang it.
So far.
Question number 4. This is for all you Toy Story fans out there. Before joining Woody and the gang in Toy Story, where was Buzz Lightyear stationed? It's deep.
How do people know these things?
It's a deep one.
Is that a clue?
Oh, no.
Is he in a
What?
cave?
No. Oh, maybe. I don't.
Wait, really?
I'm looking for something more broad, more zoomed out than a cave.
Like he was on Earth,
Like that, but not.
but specific.
But not.
We're just confusing you.
He wasn't
as
on
we go.
Earth, I'll give you that. He was not on Earth.
He was not on Earth.
Buzz Lightyear was stationed somewhere. Somewhere in space. Question 5. In the movie The Little Mermaid, the villain Ursula has 2 hinge eels. Ursula's 2 hinge eels both have names that mean discarded objects or junk from a shipwreck. What are their names?
I'm not gonna lie, it sounded like you said Ursula has 2-inch heels.
She doesn't even have any feet. She just has,
heels.
octopus
No, the
legs.
shoes.
But, I know, but what would she wear shoes on? Her octopus feet?
Yeah, she would need
Yeah.
8 of them.
Yeah, she need 8 heels.
Does that mean they're 16-inch heels?
She has 2.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not actually funny. Everyone's like, we're not here for the comedy. We're here for the trivia.
You're gonna get both. It's 2 for 1 deal. Question 6. What is the name of the gigantic Australian shark in Finding Nemo? I think technically he's a great white shark, but
Mm.
he is from Australia.
Are there not great whites in Australia?
I don't know.
Oh. I guess they're in the
Probably.
ocean, so they could be. I don't know.
They probably float up, swim up, something. Hey. Number 7. Which Disney character was slated to be on the cover of Time magazine, only to be bumped after the events of Pearl Harbor? People are gonna have to know a little bit of history.
Yeah,
Know which
seriously.
Disney movies came out when.
Which Disney movie came out? Huh.
Which Disney character was slated to be on the cover of Time magazine, only to be bumped after the events of Pearl? Hope you've been studying your history during quarantine
Definitely not.
about, Disney history. They still teach that in school, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Question 8. Which well-known action star dubbed the Beast's voice for the Chinese translation of Beauty and the Beast, including the singing?
This is a great question. Can you read it again?
I can. Which well-known action star dubbed the Beast's voice for the Chinese translation of Beauty and the Beast, including the songs?
You might think you don't know, but you do know. You know.
It's possible.
I guess it's possible you don't know, but only time will tell. Oh, is that it?
That was it.
That was
eight
it. That was the end of
questions.
round 1. I applaud you for making it all the way through round 1.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, that was probably really loud in your ear. Yeah. All right.
So, go ahead and send your answers to Marissa's phone, and I will begin grading as soon as I start getting those.
Oh, do you want to reread them?
Oh, yes, I do.
You want to reread the questions?
So badly.
Yeah.
Question 1. Which Disney princess was the first to have brown hair? Question 2. Who was Bambi's bunny pal? Question 3. What is the name of the man who created Pinocchio? Question 4. Before joining Woody and the gang in Toy Story, where was Buzz Lightyear stationed? 5. Ursula's 2 hench eels. Both have names that mean discarded objects or junk from a shipwreck. What are they? 6. What is the name of the gigantic Australian shark in Finding Nemo? Number 7. Which Disney character was slated to be on the cover of Time magazine, only to be bumped after the events of Pearl Harbor? And question 8. Which well-known action star dubbed the Beast's voice for the Chinese translation of Beauty and the Beast, including the singing? All right. We started
got some answers
yeah,
in?
we started getting answers.
Excellent.
So I'm going to scoot off screen for just a moment.
Ooh. This Pure Straight Vibin looks pretty good from the first answer I could see. Literally, he's scooting off. Quite literally. Okay, so to entertain you while Josiah is answering some questions, I thought I would read you a few jokes and see how far we get. It's going to be kind of a little awkward because I will be the only one laughing at my jokes, so I'm just going to assume that you are also laughing at my jokes. They're not actually mine. I found them on the internet. And they're so funny. Okay, the first one is, who was the first tennis player in the Bible? I bet you don't know. It was Joseph, because he served in Pharaoh's court. Get it? Pharaoh's court, not a tennis court, but kinda. It's hilarious. Okay, not that funny.
It's rough to tell a joke when there's no audience to laugh.
It's really hard. It's kind of like when you're telling jokes on Zoom and everyone's on mute and you're like, they can see your faces, don't know if you're laughing. What do we have that Adam did not have? It's a good question, right? I'm sure there are a lot of things, but the answer I'm looking for is ancestors. Get it? Okay, not funny. Again, not funny. What kind of man was Boaz before he married Ruth? This one's legitimately funny. You have to laugh. He was absolutely ruthless. You get it? Ruthless, because he wasn't married to Ruth. He wasn't married to Ruth. Oh, this one's kind of funny. Why did Noah never go fishing on the ark? Because he only had 2 worms. That would be a bummer, you know, if he fed them to a fish. Josiah is not laughing over here.
I've heard most of them. He's told them to me earlier.
Because I think they're so funny. Oh, okay, this one is my favorite. I've been saying that a lot, but it is. How do groups of angels greet each other? They say, hello, hello, hello.
Halo.
Get it? Halo?
Hello.
Halo? Ha! Ha. I hope you've heard this one before, but how does Moses make his coffee?
He brews it?
He brews it.
Oh, nice.
That's hilarious. So good. What kind of car... Oh. What kind of car did the apostles have? See, it's so awkward when you don't respond. It's a Honda because they were all in one accord. It's a lot of good jokes. All right, we're moving to a phase where it would be better for me to tell a story than to keep reading these jokes. So I'm gonna tell you a story about my life. Okay, so one time I was living in Chicago at the time, and I had a whole day off, like nothing to do. And so my roommate and I were like, what do we do? There's nothing to do. And Lizzie liked my jokes. Thank you, Lizzie. And we were like, well, why don't we drive to Canada? When I lived in Washington, we used to drive to Canada all the time, and it was so fun. And so we looked up how far it is from Chicago to the Canadian border, and it's like 5.5, 6 hours. So we were like, okay, that's doable in a day. It was like 7 a.m. at the time. And so we got in the car and we were like, this will just be a fun road trip. We've never been to the Great Lakes in Canada, and we've never been to Ontario, so it'd be so cool. And so we went and we drive across, and you know when you like enter into Canada and the Canadian Border Patrol is like, hey, welcome to Canada, what are you doing? Do you need restaurant recommendations? That happens literally every time I go to Canada. And they were so friendly, and we go in and we go to this really fun park that's on the lake, and it was really cute, and we got poutine, and we drove around for a while, and then we bought a pint of ice cream and got back in the car to cross back into America. And thinking nothing of it, we like are crossing into America, and the border agent was like, hey, what are you doing in Canada? And we were like, oh, we were going to the park. And they were like, how long have you been here? And we were like, an hour and a half, roughly, maybe 2 hours. And they were like, well, your license says it's from Chicago. Is that true? And we were like, yeah, we live in Chicago. We're, just driving to Canada. And they were like, you drove to Canada for an hour and a half, like 6 hours both way. And we were like, yes, why? And at this point, nothing was going through my mind, but my roommate was like, this looks bad. And so of course we get randomly selected to go inside while they search our vehicle, and they like interrogate us and ask us all these questions. And of course at this point they think we're like smuggling something from Canada because we met someone in the park and are driving it back over the US border.
Like French fries and gravy.
Like a lot of French fries and gravy. And the funniest, weirdest part was, some of you have probably seen that like giant stuffed fish in the youth house, 3G. This was at a time where I had just purchased 3G, and he's like a fish, but he's like, how can you see this? He's like this big. He's like 3 feet long, and he's huge. He was a spontaneous road trip purchase like a few weeks before this, and so we just thought it was so funny to bring this giant stuffed fish. So we had this whole back seat with just the fish and one piece of birthday cake on a plate. That was the only thing I had in my car. And I'm sure these border agents were like, who are these people? Like, what are they doing?
Fish.
And they just like looked so confused, and they like thought that something was in the fish, so they were like squishing my fish. And I was like, see them through the window while I was being interrogated. And I was like, no, legit, we just wanted poutine and we're coming back. So then they let us go, and it was fine. I asked Josiah if I should share that story, and he was like, well, it'd only be bad if you were actually smuggling things.
Yeah.
Other than birthday cake and fish.
Yeah.
Well, it's a window into our lives there. Will you tell us what's going on with trivia?
Yeah. It's a close race. Nobody got more than 5 points.
Tough round.
Which is a healthy trivia score. Means you have room to grow. I'll go over the answers, and then I'll go over the standings. So the answer to question 1, which Disney princess was the first to have brown hair? The answer is Belle from Beauty and the Beast. I believe it was in 1991.
Good work.
Question 2, who was Bambi's bunny pal, Thumper?
Thumper?
The man who created Pinocchio was named Geppetto. Before joining Woody and the gang in Toy Story, Buzz Lightyear was stationed on the moon, Gamma Quadrant 4, Alpha Centauri. Centauri? Alpha Centauri.
I don't know. Did anyone get that?
No.
Okay.
Question 5. Ursula's 2 hench eels were named Flotsam and Jetsam. The name of the gigantic Australian shark in Finding Nemo is Bruce. Hello,
Bruce.
my name is Bruce.
That's pretty
Which, thank you. Which Disney character was slated to be on the cover of Time magazine? The answer is Dumbo. Dumbo still received Mammal of the Year that year,
good. What?
but his image was featured inside the magazine rather than on the cover. It was a
Demoted.
different time. Given Mammal of the Year to cartoon
Can
characters.
humans win Mammal of the Year?
I don't know.
Questions
Call
to
time.
think about.
Which
Time?
is this time? Is it time? Which well-known action star dubbed the Beast's voice for the Chinese translation of Beauty and the Beast? The answer is Jackie Chan.
Did anyone get that?
Yeah, one person.
Who
that
got
right.
it?
I'd have to look.
Okay. Someone got it. Good
Sorry.
job, team.
Yeah, whoever you are, good job. I don't remember which team got that one correct. Here are the standings after round 1. Remember to message us if we got your score wrong, if you're going through and you're scoring yourself. Pure Straight Vibin, 5 points. Heaters Bring the Heat Again, 5 points. Team Ruby, 5 points. Trebek's Rejects, 5 points. The Brodies, 4 points. Quarantini, 4 points. Anders, who are now going by the A team,
Ooh, that's
got
good.
4 points. And We Ate Enchiladas got 5 points.
Nice. That is a close race. Good job, everyone.
Oh, the Seidells said that they guessed Jackie Chan or knew Jackie Chan.
Oh, good job, Seidells.
Excellent.
All right, round 2 is A, B, C, D, E for elephants. Tricked you there. Didn't think you would have a round just on elephants,
It's a
did you?
smooth transition between Disney, Dumbo, and elephants.
Wow, look
I
at that.
just
All right, let us have it. What's going on?
Question number 1 for elephants. Elephants travel and socialize in this kind of a hierarchy.
Are you talking like... There's not a very good clarifying question there, is there?
I know.
Okay. All right, what type of hierarchy?
Is like a tiered social.
Like what political party are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Since they're elephants, I think elephants are Republican, right? That's the symbol for the Republican Party.
That's actually true. Yeah.
Or is it a donkey? I can
No,
never remember
that's what
which
it
is
was.
which. All right.
But we're not looking for
I'm
Republican,
not
just to be
looking
clear.
for Republican.
All right.
Number 2, on average, how long are an elephant's eyelashes? Give you a hint. They are beautiful.
That is a very constructive hint. They're nice.
On average, how long are an elephant's eyelashes?
Are we going with within a certain amount, or are you
Yeah.
making that decision later?
I'll give you. Yeah, that's if like
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna decide on the fly.
Okay,
Be as precise as you can.
got it. Deal.
Question 3. Elephants are native to only 2 continents, Africa and
Dot dot dot.
question mark.
We know they live in Africa.
Well, for sure. Supposedly, I had to read through these really quick to make sure that I'm not giving something away. Supposedly, there are 2 different kinds of elephants in Africa,
Really?
and then this other continent has one, supposedly.
Okay.
This is what my
Good to know.
boopity boop boop research told me.
Good stuff.
Number 4, the average gestation period That's a pregnancy term. You can ask your mom or your dad. The average gestation period for an African elephant is the longest of all mammals. How long is it?
Longer than humans?
Slightly.
Tricked him. But maybe not.
But maybe it's shorter. Who knows?
No, we're mammals.
Maybe it's longer.
Right around here.
I'm definitely all about getting the facts right. Number 5. Most human babies usually hit the walking milestone between 9 and 18 months. It's a pretty big window. How long before baby elephants start walking?
How long? 9 to 18 months.
Oh, no, that was human babies.
Dang it. Thought I was gonna get one right. Not true. Not today.
Not today. I'm going to read that one again. Most human babies usually hit the walking milestone between 9 and 18 months. How long before baby elephants start walking?
I don't know.
Measured in miles. Just kidding. This is question number 6. How do elephants communicate over long distances with each other?
Cell phones? Duh.
You're giving away the answer.
Sorry. Motorola.
Can you hear me now? I was hoping by the end of that sentence I'd be able to come up with an elephant pun, but I did not.
Like Horton hears who?
Ah, dang it.
That was a good one.
That was good.
Yeah. How does Horton hear who?
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Question number 7. On fire.
Killing it.
Question 7. Elephants are impressive, but what is something they can't do? Here's a hint. They can't get down to this 1989 House of Pain hip-hop hit. If you can guess that House of Pain hip-hop hit, you get 1 extra bonus point. It's a bonus point.
2 possible points?
You get a total of 9 points this round out of 8 questions.
I'm not gonna lie, it's really hard not to sing that song right now.
Don't do it.
I'm not going to.
But I'll give you the bonus point.
Really?
Yeah.
Later. After everyone sends in their answer. Maybe I'll get a bonus point. I'll win myself a pizza.
Should I read that one again?
Sure.
Elephants are impressive, but what is something they can't do? Hint, they can't get down to this 1989 House of Pain hip-hop hit.
What can't they do?
I mean, they probably can't do a lot of things.
Can't dial a
Like-
Motorola.
Right, exactly. Like, they probably, well, maybe they can ride a motorcycle. I don't know. I've been to the circus. I've seen some crazy things. They can't. There are probably
Fly?
multiple.
I guess Dumbo can.
Anyway, there's something specific that's related to the 1989 House of Pain hip hop hit that we're looking for. Question 8. How much does a baby African elephant weigh when it is born? This is a range. So if you land in that range, and probably plus or minus, you will, yeah, you'll get it.
Nice.
How much does a baby African elephant weigh when it is born? And that was question number 8.
That's it?
That was it.
That was it?
For round 2, that was
Oh,
it.
nice work.
Thank
Cruising
you.
through the elephant round. You want to read them off
I
one
do.
more time?
Thank you for reminding me.
I knew you did.
Round number 2. Question 1. Elephants travel and socialize in this kind of a hierarchy. Question 2. On average, how long are an elephant's eyelashes? Question 3. Elephants are native to only 2 continents, Africa and blank. Question 4. The average gestation period of an African elephant is the longest of all mammals. How long is it? Question 5. Most human babies usually hit the walking milestone between 9 and 18 months. How long before baby elephants start walking? 6 is how do elephants communicate over long distances with each other? Question 7. Elephants are impressive, but what is something they can't do? Hint, they can't get down to this 1989 House of Pain hip hop hit. And question 8. How much does a baby African elephant when it is born? All right.
Those are the cues. Send them in.
Getting...
This is my turn to grade.
Oh, yeah.
And this is your time to ask Josiah questions.
It's time.
Learn as much as you can about Josiah.
I've just been putting a mark as I go, so keep track of everybody. All right.
Your first question is, at what age did you learn to swim?
Ooh. At what age did I learn to swim? I was very, very young. I grew up on a lake.
Fun.
So, remember a time that I didn't know how to swim.
Purple's Memorial.
What just happened?
What are you watching?
I don't know. How?
You're doing great. You're doing great.
I got
You're
it.
killing
I
it.
got it. Lizzie Lineback says, I was an expert of elephants in my first grade animal project. Lol. Nice, Lizzie.
Your next question is.
Oops. Oh, I got one from
Okay.
Carmen. Carmen asks how old I am. That's a very personal question. I'm 28. I'll give you a second answer to that question. I was born on February 29th, which is Leap Day in 1992. So 28 divided by 4 is, I just turned 6 this last February. Fun fact.
Wow.
My wife asked, what type of conditioner do you use? When I use conditioner, I use Head and Shoulders. What is my favorite Jonas Brothers song? This is another question from my wife. I don't remember what it's called, but there's a new Jonas Brothers song that's like, what a man gotta do, what a man gotta prove. That one. I like that one. That's a good one. My wife asked me another question. Thanks, honey. If I bought canned corn for dinner, what would you pair it with? Oh, I'm 7, not 6. Is that right?
What?
I don't think so.
You're doing great.
I don't know. I can't keep track. Math is hard. What would I pair canned corn with? There's a story behind that question. One time I was in charge of getting a meal for a dinner party, which just involved one of our neighbors. And so I procrastinated until the last minute, and I ran to Trader Joe's right after work, and I was walking down the aisle, and there was a Trader Joe's employee there, and I said, hey, what do you suggest for a dinner party? And he apparently saw me coming because he suggested canned corn and orange chicken. And that is what I bought. And my housemate, one of my housemates, asked who hit me with the idiot stick when I left that morning because I brought home canned corn and orange chicken, which apparently is not a good combination. Eli asks, when did you start growing your beard? I don't know. A couple weeks ago. And Karen asks, what is the most embarrassing mistake you've made when doing construction?
Ooh, good question.
Well, one of the most embarrassing things is I'm actually scared of heights, which is not great when you're doing construction. I mean, I still get up there, but it's scary. So I got stuck at the top of a ladder one time and had a small panic attack, and then eventually made my way back down. But that was pretty embarrassing. So my boss was like, "What are you doing up there?" I was like, "I'm coming down." That's probably the most embarrassing thing that has happened to me on a construction site.
Did you see AJ's question?
No, I didn't. Where? Carmen, favorite animal? I don't know. I really like horses. I don't see horses very often, but when I do, they blow me away. They're huge. They're fun to ride. I don't know. I like horses. Horses are very cool. Ryan Seidel, what was your favorite sermon at CPC? Well, my wife gave us a sermon a couple of times. Those are always really great. Also, Eric, you're great too.
You should do Sam's last one.
Sam.
Or Kelsey's.
Okay. Kelsey asks, what can't you saw with a Sawzall? I can't think of anything. I think the name is pretty accurate. Sam, please reenact a favorite line from Even Stevens. There is a scene in which Steven is speaking to his best friend, whose name I can't recall at this moment, but his best friend is the pitcher for the baseball team. And he's just crushing it on the mound. Doing great. And Shia LaBeouf says, how does he put it? I'm just going to say the line. I don't really remember the context, but he goes, "The big papa with the big mopper." It's very good.
Wow. This is some good nuggets from your life.
Right, time to move on.
Okay, you want to read off the answers?
Yes. Would you like to? You did this.
Sure. I will read the answers on all of the elephants. Lizzie Lineback is in fact a elephant expert. I would just like to point that out.
Did she crush it?
No, she stomped it.
Oh!
Elephants travel in what kind of hierarchy? We were looking for matriarchy. Mama in charge. On average, how long are elephants' eyelashes? 5 inches long. A lot of you got that. I accepted plus or minus an inch. Some of you said 4. Someone said 4.5. That's within an inch. And a lot of you said 5.
Mine are like about that long.
Yeah. Definitely not. What's the other continent that elephants live on? Africa and Asia. Good work, everyone. I think you all got that. The average gestation period for an African elephant is 22 months.
Can you imagine?
I got a lot of 20 months and a lot of 2 years, but I only accepted 1 week on either side,
Alright.
knowing full fact that elephants, it's probably like a 5-week birth window, but whatever. I'm so sorry
You're a
to.
zoologist.
Yes, I am.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, definitely not. Human babies usually walk between 9 and 18 months. How long before elephant babies start walking? We were looking for 20 minutes to 1 hour. We accepted same day, but
That's nice.
we, in general, only accepted in that range. Does that make sense?
So some of you who got the wrong answer got it right.
Exactly.
Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, kinda, yeah. How do elephants communicate over long distances? They stomp. It's infrasound, seismic vibrations. A lot of you got that. Good work. Elephants are impressive, but what is something they can't do? Hint, they can't get down to this 1989 House of Pain hip hop hit. The answer is Dance the Charlton. Just kidding. It's not. That's what your house said. It is Jump. The song we were looking for is Jump Around.
Did anybody get bonus points?
Lots of people got bonus
All right,
points, but I did not
guys.
accept the song name Jump,
Nice job.
just so you know.
Good.
How much does an African baby elephant weigh when it's born? 200 to 260 pounds. That also we only accepted if it was in there. 200 to 260. Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah.
All right, let me read you the standings. Tied for first place, we have Pure Straight Vibing and the Heaters Bring the Heat. Heaters Bring the Heat, you're really bringing the heat today. In the middle, we have Team Ruby with 10. Trebek's Rejects, you got 9. The Brodies, you have 10. Quarantini, 10. A-Team, you have 8. And We Ate Enchiladas, you have 11. Still a pretty tight race here. I'm impressed.
It's far better than last week. Could be because the questions are better. Shout out to my housemates who helped with some of the trivia questions this week.
Wait, they knew the answers?
Well, they're not playing.
Oh.
They're not. I mean, they're
They're just
watching,
present.
but they're not. They're not playing.
It's gonna
Wouldn't that be
Get 'em.
funny if they knew all the answers to the questions, but they still weren't getting them all right?
be funny. Like, why do you have 16 points? Alright, Josiah, tell us round 3's round.
Round 3 is titled Fancy Stuff, or maybe better called Financially Irresponsible. Who knows?
Depends on your viewpoint.
It does. All right,
Do
so
you want to give us a quick understanding of what that means?
yeah, that's a good. So these are things that are expensive, fancy. I don't
That's
know.
it? That's all you got?
I mean,
Alright,
yeah.
cool. Just
they're-
read some questions
they're-
and we'll get the vibe.
What are other synonyms for fancy that I could say? High class, highbrow.
Yeah. Nice. I
yeah,
don't know.
Yeah, super nice.
Alright, we'll just go with fancy.
fancy. All
Okay.
right. Kopi Luwak. Pardon my pronunciation. I'm sure I've said that wrong.
Hold on.
Oh. Excellent connection.
Are we back? Are we back? Whoa, 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 whoa. I think we're back. Okay, continue. We're not actually frozen.
Okay. Question number 1 for round 3, fancy. Question 1. Kopi Luwak, pardon my pronunciation, is an $80 cup of coffee made using fermented cherry pits. From which animal's scat, or poop, are the cherry pits traditionally harvested and then roasted?
You mean to tell me that these are cherry pits that have been digested and pooped out?
So the way this works is there's an animal that eats cherries just naturally or is fed. Probably at this point they're fed traditionally in the old days, back when I was a kid, they would just eat cherries, and then as it was going through their intestinal process, the cherry pits would become fermented,
Oh.
and then science,
Okay.
and then they would be pooped out, also science,
Wow.
and then harvested, also science and an art. And then people roast these and grind them up,
And add them to coffee?
I don't know. I guess they add it because it wouldn't be
Okay.
coffee if it was just
Yeah,
a cherry
then
pit.
it
So I
would
guess
just
they
be
add it.
Fermented cherry
to-
water.
Yeah, then it would be like a
All right, so we're looking for
cherry
the
pit tea.
animal.
Yeah, so we're looking for what animal.
What animal does the pooping?
Traditionally
Okay.
is eating and pooping cherry pits. Eating cherries, pooping pits.
Longest question ever.
Question number 2. It gave them plenty of time to
Yeah.
be like, is
Brainstorm.
It this? Is it this? I think it's this.
Maybe it's a nose. Nope.
It was me.
It's the chef. It's a lot of cherries.
Question 2. Automobili Lamborghini produces some of the most expensive sports cars in the world. When the company was founded in 1963, what did they first manufacture? It was not a car. It was not a sports car. It was another. I'll give you a hint. It was a vehicle of some kind. Not a car.
No, it's not a
I
car.
would say not a car,
Yeah.
but a vehicle.
That's an interesting question.
Isn't that fascinating?
I didn't know they made anything
I'm
but
so excited
Lamborghinis.
to tell you what it is.
Later. Sorry. It wouldn't be fun if we just told you the answers.
Lamborghini. What did they first manufacture when they were founded in 1963? Question number 3. Truffles are a delicious fungus that grow in many different varieties. What animal is traditionally used to hunt this rich delicacy?
Which animal hunts it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which animal is traditionally used by humans to hunt truffles? Truffle hunter. Used to be my nickname in high school.
Legit?
No, my last name's Hunter.
Oh.
I don't know.
So they probably did call you Hunter, but not Truffle Hunter?
They didn't call me Truffle.
Bummer.
That is a bummer.
Missed opportunity.
I was just gonna say. What a bummer.
Hmm.
Question number 4. In the United States television show The Office, who was ripe to point out that every day is black tie optional? That's a quote. So who from The Office, the US version of The Office, said every day is black tie optional? End quote.
You looking for the character?
I'm looking for the character.
Okay.
Who said every day is black tie optional?
I guess he's not wrong.
Oh, he's 100%
Or
right.
this person is
You
not
could-
wrong.
You always have the option to wear a black tie
True.
and a suit.
True. I guess so.
Whatever. Live your life. Be who you are.
YOLO.
Question 5. Saffron is a powerful spice. From what language is the word saffron derived? Saffron.
Did you know you use saffron to cook a traditional Estonian bread that's yellow?
What is it? Where is Estonia?
It's a Baltic state bordering Russia and the Baltic Sea. And
Okay.
Estonia, Lithuania, Latvia.
Alright. It turns it yellow.
Mm-hmm. It's like a bright red thing that makes
Saffron
things
is
yellow.
Fascinating.
I know, isn't that weird?
I'm fascinated.
What language is it derived from? Actually has no taste at all, I think.
Saffron?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think it's like specifically a color thing.
Huh.
I could be wrong.
I don't know.
I just asked the internet about fancy things and it gave me some answers.
It's a good fancy question.
I don't know how fancy saffron is, but all right, that's enough time for that question. Question 6. This is a long question. It's not the longest question. The oldest written account of wait for that plane.
That's probably good.
That's pretty. The oldest written account of caviar dates back to the 1200s during the rule of Batu Khan. He was the grandson of this prolific and infamous Mongol ruler. The oldest written account of caviar dates back to the 1200s during the rule of Batu Khan. Batu Khan was the grandson of this prolific and infamous Mongol ruler.
That's a hard question.
We'll see.
Gotta know your caviar history. That's what we've learned today. Things about elephants and gotta know more about
Disney
caviar.
and caviar history tonight.
Go well together.
I know that Mead teaches both of those subjects.
Yeah,
So,
in 5th grade.
yeah. Hope you were paying attention. Question number 7. Known as garnet is named after the seeds of this fruit.
Huh?
Crazy.
Gemstone?
The gemstone known as garnet is named after the seeds of this fruit. I mean, you know that pears are also known as garnets, right?
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
That's helpful.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay, got it. Not helpful.
It's a red herring. Is that the right phrase? All right, question number 8. President Andrew this is the super long question, sorry.
Bear with me.
It's mostly a story and then it has a question at the end. President Andrew Jackson received an enormous wheel of cheese from his supporters while in office. According to legend, he invited America itself to partake of the cheese, but by the end of his term, there was still a substantial amount of cheese left. Supposedly, he left the cheese tucked away in a room for the next president to deal with. The wheel was 4 feet in diameter and 2 feet thick.
Ugh.
How much did the big cheese weigh when it arrived? The big cheese?
That's funny.
How much did the big cheese weigh when it arrived at Jackson's White House?
Like pre-eating it.
Like pre-eating it.
Okay.
There was still like more than half was still left after people were eating on it. They were just like, this is too much cheese. 4 feet wide
That's
and
like
2 feet thick.
it's like pretty big.
It's huge.
It's like the size of a. Well, I'm not gonna say because what if you know the weight of that thing?
Oh yeah. No hints.
It's like the size of 10 pounds of feathers. How much does that weigh?
How do you know that?
I don't know.
Did you make it up?
Yeah.
Oh, that's how you know.
Definitely 10 pounds of feathers is. Wait, I don't know. I don't know.
How much does a pound of feathers weigh?
Good question.
All right.
You want to read them one more time?
Yeah. Question 1. Kopi Luwak is an $80 cup of coffee made using fermented cherry pits. From which animal's scat are these cherry pits traditionally harvested and then roasted? Lamborghini produces some of the most expensive sport cars in the world.
When the company was founded in 1963, what did they first manufacture? Truffles. What animal is traditionally used to hunt truffles? Who from the Office TV show said, quote, "Every day is black tie optional," end quote? Saffron is a powerful spice. From what language is this word saffron derived? The caviar question. The oldest written account of caviar dates back to the 1200s during the rule of Batu Khan. He was the grandson of this prolific and infamous Mongol ruler. This is question number 7 now. The gemstone known as garnet is named after the seeds of this fruit. And finally, the enormous wheel of cheese that was given to Andrew Jackson. How much did it weigh? It's just a gift. Like, a bunch of people were just like, here, just have this cheese that we made that
It's
is
like
freaking massive.
Pretty generous gift.
Yeah, it's a lot of dairy.
Do you think some people who ate the cheese were like, this is my claim to fame? Like, I ate
I would think so.
cheese from the lighthouse?
Just think about what people like had to do during their day in like the, I don't know, the early 1800s. Did that light just turn on?
It did.
That's cool.
Watch the playback. It's going to be cool. Ready?
Wait for it.
It's going to be 20 seconds, so we should wait when you see it. Oh, look, there it
Ooh.
is. All right, here you go.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Good luck. This is your final round. Send in your answers while Josiah scoots away. It is your time to ask me the questions. Do you have a question for me to get me started?
Yeah.
Oh, I have some
When-
pretty good answers to non-questions.
Yeah. When did you learn how to swim?
It's a great question. I learned how to swim at Comstock Park swim lessons. How old was I? It is a good question. Like, you kind of have to think about it. I think I was probably 3, maybe 2. I know that my parents held the view that if you threw a baby into the water, it would naturally learn how to swim. I don't know if they did that with me. Well, it's kind of a touchy philosophy. My favorite musical is a tie between Hamilton and Les Mis. I listened to both of them in their entirety today. What is your best body trick? Great question. I have a lot of mediocre, like I can cross my eyes and but I think this doesn't really count, but I hold the record for the best belly flop in a competition. So that's pretty cool. Like, it was a painful body trick that I did once. It's terrible. It was actually at band camp. Good memes. How many different places have you lived? City-wise, 2. Technically, it was Spokane and Wheaton / Glen Ellen / Chicago. Wheaton's not actually that close to Chicago, but if you're from Chicago, keep sending them in. How long have I been growing my hair?
18 inches?
Roughly a foot long. That's a good question. I just cut it, not for any reason. I didn't need to cut it during quarantine. But it was a little concerning. I had my mom cut it, and it took like 4 minutes. And you know how when you go get your hair cut, it takes you like 20 minutes? I was like, why is it so fast? Yeah, but it's been roughly medium length for like my whole life. Carmen asks, what's my favorite animal? My favorite animal, like, to own is a dog, although I don't own a dog. I only own a goldfish. I think my favorite animal to like observe in the wild is a manatee. My favorite animal to like listen to are woodpeckers, and those are my favorite animals. Favorite type of cookie? What is my favorite type of cookie? I'm really into the chocolate chunk oatmeal combination, because I would never ever ever put raisins into oatmeal cookies, but I enjoy the chocolate chunk. The Petersons are asking me to act out my favorite movie scene, and it has forever and always been the scene from Bruce Almighty when Bruce is just realizing that he has these powers, and he goes to the diner. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. And he gets tomato soup. And there's two really funny things that happen. First off, he realizes he doesn't have a spoon, and so he asks, "Hey, can I have a spoon?" And as he says that, like a spoon literally comes out of his mouth, and he can't finish the sentence. He's like, "Can I have a spoon?" I thought it was the funniest thing ever. And then he also parts the tomato soup like the Red Sea. It's never not funny. It's the best. What's my favorite fancy thing? That's a good question. That came from the Petersons. What's my favorite fancy thing?
I don't know.
I think I really like my roof box. Does that count as fancy? Like a cargo box on your car? It's a luxury item. You know, you can live without a cargo box. What is another
I think I'm waiting
fancy
for
things? Who are you
Team
waiting on?
Ruby,
Team Ruby? Do you have your answers in yet?
but maybe I'm just missing.
Krantz. No, I don't see them either.
Okay.
Sam wants to know, your Sam, who's standing behind the bricks. Oh, that was a little freaky there for a moment. But nobody is there. I'm trying to think of any other fancy thing that I actually appreciate and like. I like airplanes. Those are fancy things that fly. Get you places. How we doing over there? You waiting for the Krantzes?
I just got Team Ruby and I'm reading it.
Perfect. What are some other interesting facts? Favorite Disney movie?
I think.
I enjoy all of them a little bit. I don't think I like love a Disney movie though. You know? Do you feel that way sometimes?
What about Star Wars?
I've only seen episode 4 and one other random one.
I have to go.
Favorite children's book, Go Dog Go, Always and Forever. I don't remember who wrote it, but it's an amazing book. It's about dogs who drive cars. Did you read that one?
No.
Go Dog Go? Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good.
As soon as I get home.
All right. You have the you have the answers and answers?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna give you the answers
All
first.
the answers?
So, the $80 cup of Cherry Pit poop coffee is traditionally harvested from the poop of what is known as a civet. It is sometimes called a civet cat. I did not give any points for cat because it is in fact closer to a mongoose. It is from the family of viverids, which include things like...
Are those weasels?
Yeah, like weasels,
Nuh-uh.
mongooses.
Something fine comes from the
civets.
poop of a weasel?
You betcha.
Oh.
You Bet your bottom dollar. No? Okay. Lamborghini, in 1963, they first manufactured tractors, believe it or not. How do you go from tractors to sports cars? I don't know. Ask my friend Brogan. Pff, he drives a tractor down the middle of the street sometimes.
It's like a random person you know who has a tractor.
He's not random, he's my friend.
Okay, sorry.
Question number 3. Truffles. What animals traditionally used to hunt truffles? Pigs. I also accepted boars and hogs. Just something from the pig family.
Things in the pork
Or the
family.
boar family? Is a pig part of the boar family? Or is the boar part of the pig family? Or are they all part of a different family?
They're all part of the wildebeest family.
Oh, I don't know.
Straight lies. Don't quote that.
In The Office, Dwight K. Schrute is of the opinion that every day is black tie optional. A lot of people guess Michael Scott. Too obvious. Is Dwight K. Schrute.
Specifically Dwight K. Schrute.
Not to be confused with the other Dwight Schrute from The Office. Dwight M. Schrute.
Also lies.
Saffron is derived from Arabic. I made a note. I have a note here that though saffron is often associated with Spain, the word saffron is actually Arabic in origin. A couple
Ooh.
people did put Spain.
That was a
It's
spicy
understandable.
question.
Number 6. The oldest written account of caviar was during the rule of Batu Khan, who was the grandson of Genghis Khan. Question 7. Garnet is named after pomegranates, pomegranate seeds. The Seidel's have informed us that the garnet is the official gem of Idaho.
Oh, so close to home.
So cool. So close.
Who knew? Some extra knowledge for you tonight.
Let's see. Oh, question number 8. The answer to how much the big cheese weighed is 1,400 pounds.
Whoa.
1,400 pounds, which is pretty crazy. That's a lot of cheese.
It's a lot of
I
cheese.
can only imagine the blockage in my lactose-free system.
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine? All right, so I should have counted before. Sorry.
Oh my
The suspense.
gosh. Should we deliberate for a moment? I have been informed that we're cutting out a little bit, and I can see that it is a little choppy.
Does anybody need any answers repeated?
They already turned in their answers.
Answers repeated.
Oh,
Sorry.
oh, I see what you're saying.
Okay, 13.
The cheese weight was 1,400 pounds, and a garnet is the seeds of a pomegranate that we potentially have skipped.
The A team.
Got cut out.
The A team guessed the closest weight of the cheese at 1,200 pounds,
Ooh,
and I
nice.
gave them a point for that.
Nice. Good job. A team.
All
Should we
right.
deliberate for a moment to see who the winners are?
I already know.
Oh, you already
It's
know.
right there. I'm gonna hand you this like somebody handing somebody an envelope. For the Oscars.
Whoa! Oh, that's very nice.
I know. It was very
This
close.
is very nice. Wow! I'm
Crazy.
shocked. I'm
Yeah.
not shocked.
Everybody's a winner.
Everybody's a winner in our hearts, but not in reality.
Trivia.
So unfortunately, only 2 of you get a pizza tonight because you are winners. We have a general pretty good mass in the middle, with the We Ate Enchiladas with 14, the A Team with 12, Quarantini with 14, Brody's with 13, the Trebek's Rejects with 14, and Team Ruby with 13. In second place, shockingly, we have Heaters Bring the Heat. Very, very impressive. You went from 0 to 100 there
Yeah.
in 2 weeks. We're very proud.
It's very impressive.
And in first place, defending the title of last week's second place, is
Oh,
Pure Straight Vibin'.
Nice. Pure
Good
straight
job,
vibin'.
everyone. Very impressed. We're
Well
we're
done.
shocked that you guys know as much as you do about elephants and Disney and fancy things, also commonly known as financially irresponsible things. Although saffron,
I don't know.
like,
I'm about
yeah,
to
it's
check here.
expensive, but you can get it at Costco for like $12, like for 0.1 ounce. Did you know that?
How much is 0.1 ounce? That sounds small.
Like, not a lot. Yeah, no.
Oh, but you can get it.
You have to like sit it in warm milk. It's like a weird situation here.
Fascinating.
Things you learned.
Huh.
All right, check your emails for the next time we're doing game night. It will be within roughly 2 weeks.
Approximately.
Approximately 2 weeks from right now, minus an hour and 14 minutes. Okay? Deal? Good job, everyone. We're proud of you. We miss you. And we will see you sometime soon.
Tomorrow. Well, some of them.
You're right. On Zoom. Athletes and mathletes, don't forget.
Oh,
See you
yeah.
there. Bye.
Bye.